I can lay you out and fill your mouth with your mother's feces. Or we can talk.
Give me the power I beg of you!
Redo. All right, I am Robin John Paul Jones Poon Jabber Luna, and you are listening to Robin's Roundup, starring me, the adorable Robin John Paul Jones Poon Jabber Luna. Today, I am joined with Sam Medina and A.A. Medina. And welcome to the first episode of Robin's Roundup, where we're gonna discuss crazy movies. This one's a more popular one that's on Netflix right now. So, spoiler warnings. If you haven't watched the movie, stop, watch it, and then rejoin us. Today we are going to be talking about Cult of Chucky. Myself, Sam, and Adrian watched this last weekend, so it's not going to be exactly fresh. But
we were drunk the whole time.
Yeah, we were drunk. So, but here's the IMDb synopsis. Chucky returns.
Chucky?
Chucky.
You gotta write that back to crowd.
Chucky returns to terrorize his human victim, Nica. Meanwhile, the killer doll has some scores to settle with his old enemies, with the help of his former wife. It is starring Allison Dawn Doiron.
He's really good at
The lady in the wheelchair.
The lady in the wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Vincent, Brad Dourif, Fiona Dourif. Those are the top 4 names.
And then Jennifer Tilly's in there.
Yeah, Jennifer Tilly's somewhere in there, but she's not listed as a top actor, apparently. She's like 20 down. So...
Well, she was just at the end.
Yeah.
So,
this is Sam and Adrian, Cult of Chucky.
I like the one before it better than this one.
Curse of Chucky?
Curse of Chucky.
Yeah. I thought there was much more, like a more in-depth plot point to that one, and I don't know. It was just more like... I had a better cinematic adventure with that one than with this one. This one was good.
It was good. Had a lot of good comedy.
More on
in
the
it.
campy side of Chucky movies than
they're all campy though.
But the last couple have been like legit. Like they're Chucky movies, but they're also scary. Like you get the parts where you're like, oh god. But this one,
This was a setup, though.
Yeah.
And because it's setting up for something longer.
Yeah, I guess.
So, and we'll get to the ending later, but it sets up to something longer.
If you haven't watched Cult of Chucky yet, this is a direct sequel after Curse of Chucky. It starts off pretty much right where Curse of Chucky
I
left
like
off.
how they got the guy that played Andy in the original Child's Play to play Andy in this
that was
one.
pretty fucking cool.
Yes, the original Andy himself is back again, and like we said, spoilers, so fucking stop right now if you haven't watched it. The first half of the movie, I was really confused because Andy is talking to a Chucky's head that is completely mutilated.
Yeah.
And yet there's a Chucky in this insane asylum.
But you have to think of what I kept doing, I kept thinking of the title of the movie. I'm like, okay, it's going to be a Cult of Chucky.
Yeah, well, from the trailer, it seems like Chucky's kind of recruiting all these like insane patients to like do his bidding. That is not what this movie is.
That's the part that confused me. Is that originally he has to do like his seance and whatever to possess a being to become
voodoo ritual.
Yeah, he has to do his voodoo ritual, and it almost seemed like they threw that out the window.
No, he does it multiple times, isn't it?
He does it,
but there's a bunch of times where he doesn't do it, and you have to just I guess assume.
No, you don't, because Jennifer Tilly.
Because it just looks like he morphs into them. Like
because Jennifer Tilly, you learn at the end, she's been doing the voodoo rituals.
Yeah, because there's her human form,
and they learned it,
and there's the doll form.
But they learned it in the book. They said voodoo for dummies.
Yeah,
which is another comedy thing. But they did learn how to do like multiple, like splitting the consciousness between them all,
which is one. I loved the movie, but that was one problem I had, because in the earlier ones, doing that voodoo ritual just transferred yourself to a new body.
And those were big parts of the movie too, where you like actually captured somebody.
Copies of yourself, because in this one there's five or six different Chuckies running around,
and then what's his name? So what they call him? The guy
psychiatrist?
No, they got the multiple personalities.
Multiple Malcolm.
Multiple Malcolm, and he became one too, which I thought was a good setup.
You believe he becomes one.
He thinks he's one.
He thinks he's one because he has multiple personalities.
But then he snaps out of it.
And then he's like, all of a sudden, he's like, I did this. I'm Chucky. And then the real Chucky's like, you're a fucking poser. Like, you're not a real Chucky. And that's when he snaps out of it, and then he gets killed, right when
I like how they introduced his character, though, because they literally brought her in, and
then they fucked.
He was, the only one that was, kind of vouching for her, and then they, totally fucked in that, staircase. Yeah. And then they go...
fucking I've never seen before.
Right, and then they go to, a session, a group therapy session, and she's,
Michael Phelps
she's giving him the eyes, and then he's just, Yeah, he's Michael Phelps. Yeah,
he's like Michael Phelps.
So she was just fuck.
He's fucking Facebook guy, Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg.
He's got all these different personalities, and he's like, yeah, we call him Multiple Malcolm. He's like, that's not what they call me. And then the next next time you see him, he's a completely different personality. That was fun and campy and whatnot. I mean, all in all, I would say it was a good movie.
It was a Chucky movie.
It's a Chucky movie. I would say I enjoyed it.
I'm a Chucky fanboy, so I automatically enjoyed it.
I love the Chucky movies, but I will say, a little off subject, but I will say the Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky, I did not like those Chucky movies. So
I like
this one was better.
Much.
This one was better than Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky.
Yeah,
I personally.
But they are actually kind of bringing it back to how the first three Child's Play movies were, rather than being just
Bride
straight,
of Chucky and Seed of Chucky were kind of a coming of age movie for me in a way, because I was too young to understand the Chucky universe or whatever. I was just petrified of it when I was little.
I was tormented by my parents.
Right,
with the original
and same with you.
So
yeah, you had a different aspect on it.
Yeah.
But they scared the shit out of me when I was little, and then when I was finally of a conscious age where I understood what was going on in the movie, the Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky, they kind of warmed me up to rewatch the earlier ones. So I like those in that aspect. I'm thankful for them, and they are the most original of the Chucky universe, I guess, but they're still those are a staple of my being.
With me growing up, I wasn't allowed to watch these things because I grew up in Christian homes. So it's no nudity, anything like that, no horror movies. So I'd have to go over to my buddy's house.
Not even doll sex they had? Wasn't that the funniest shit ever? They had the doll sex.
I wasn't allowed to see anything like that, so I'd have to go to my friend's house to watch horror movies because he's he was a year younger than me, so it's but his parents didn't give a shit. He grew up on horror movies, and he's one of the main reasons why I love horror movies today. And he showed, I remember watching the first Chucky, or Child's Play, and just being scared as fuck watching it. And then...
As an adult, I want to go back and watch those, with a different conscious being.
They are fucking pretty cool movies.
Yeah,
let me tell you a story about the first Child's Play and my experience with it. So, my parents used to watch, my mom and dad used to watch horror movies all the time. There was a fucking Blockbuster around the corner from my house growing up. Yeah. And this was like early 90s. They got Child's Play, and they put it on, and I didn't have a bedtime because my parents were fucking 21, 22, 23 years old.
Partying and shit.
Yeah, didn't give any fucking shit. But the rule was that if I want to stay up and watch the horror movies with them, I'm not allowed to cry or complain about nightmares. So when I go to bed at night...
It's kind of a you brought this on yourself thing.
Yes. So they're like, you can go play in your room, go to bed, do whatever. This is like weekends, summers and shit, right? But they're like, you go play in your room, do whatever, blah, blah. But if you want to sit out here and watch the movies with us, you can't complain.
You can't. Big boy.
You have to be a big boy, right? Mm-hmm. And again, I'll just say my dad was an immigrant from Mexico City, so you didn't want to complain because he'd quote unquote give you something to fucking cry about.
Yeah.
But I remember watching. I had a Hello Buddy doll. You remember the Hello Buddy doll?
Good Guy doll.
A Good Guy doll. No, I had a Hello Buddy.
Oh, all right.
Because they're a good guy in the movie.
Yeah.
But I had a Hello Buddy. It had the same overalls, stripy shirt. Didn't look like Chucky. Had brown hair.
Right? So kind of like a ripoff.
Kind of, yeah.
Like, all right.
But I had one, and I had no reason to hate it. I just had one. Anyways, I watched the movie, and I guess I ended up falling asleep on the couch because they watched another movie after that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go to my room. But the next day, I fucking found my Hello Buddy doll. I went in the backyard, and there used to be this random nail, like in like a beam that held up our porch. And I tied the Hello Buddy's doll hair around that nail, so it was hanging by its hair. Mm-hmm. And I beat it with a baseball bat until its body fell off its head, right? Because I was like kind of scared, right? And
fuck this shit. Like that fucking night, I'm in bed. I'm going to bed. It's a school night or whatever, right? So I'm in bed, still pretty late for a fucking like 5-year-old or whatever. Mm-hmm.
And I'm laying in bed, and then all of a sudden I wake up because my door slams and the light's on. And this Hello Buddy doll is standing with its head attached next to my bed. And I scream my fucking ass off. And then I hear my mom and my dad giggling outside the door. And then my mom comes in like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And my dad just laughing like on his fucking back in the hallway. So what I found out is my dad found it, duct taped his head back onto his body. They took fishing wire when I was sleeping really quietly in the dark room and stood him up by hanging the fishing wire to the ceiling fan apparatus above it. So it was standing right next to my bed. And then my dad flipped on the lights and slammed the door really hard so I'd wake up to have this Chucky doll.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Oh my God.
And I was scarred forever. And it wasn't until I was a teenager that I can appreciate Chucky and the Child's Play franchise again. But I threw the doll in the garbage the next day. The dumpster, I knew it was garbage day, and I went and I threw the doll in there.
Me and my friend whose house I go to watch horror movies. His brother is the same age as my brother, so it's like I've told you this before, Adrian. They used to make us fight for their enjoyment and whatnot, but they also used to torment the shit out of us. Kind of a similar story, but he didn't have a full-size Chucky doll. It was probably a 6-inch action figure type doll. And we watched the first or second Child's Play. And we're going to bed and I'm already freaking out. And I pass out. Kind of same thing. He takes the doll and his older brother takes the doll and sits it up on my bed right next to me. After I passed out, and I just kind of randomly woke up and look over, and it's just a miniature Chucky staring at me.
No.
So I just grab it, throw it outside, and I'm like, no, fuck this shit. And then I fall back asleep, and then you just hear a knocking on the door, and we both wake up, and it's fucking Chucky standing up right next to the fucking door. I just screamed like a little bitch, ran the fuck out of that room, and ran back to my house.
I was only ever like that with Furbies. I didn't trust
Furbies.
that.
Were creepy.
I didn't trust those motherfuckers. my sister lit one on fire in the backyard because it just started talking randomly in her room, and I could hear it in my bedroom. It was like, hi, hello, whatever the fuck they said. I don't even remember. But it was a lot of shit, and it was like midnight, and it just started going off.
No,
this happened so many times.
I was just like, nope.
If anyone wants to know why I'm so neurotic and I have so much anxiety as a fucking adult, because my parents thought it was fucking exhilarating to play. I was the only child then. I'm the oldest child of my brothers. I was the only child then. And they thought it was fucking great to play drunken pranks on me. So when I watched it as a child, I came home from school and I always used to go straight to the bathroom and poop, just like I do right when I come home from work every day. I go poop. I walked into the bathroom. There was a balloon in the toilet.
Did it float out of the toilet?
No. It was a helium balloon.
Yeah.
So I opened the door to the toilet, and there's a red balloon floating out of the fucking toilet. Like, they had to wait inside the toilet.
That's fucked up.
And I scream, and my mom laughs her fucking ass off, right? So I think until the age 24, I could not close my eyes in the shower.
He couldn't.
Like, even to this day, I still get kind of, like, creeped out, like, washing my hands. I'm like, I know I'm going to open it. There's going to be some maniac with a fucking knife trying to kill me.
Nightmare on Elm Street, the scene with Johnny Depp in the fucking waterbed. Yeah. My grandma used to have a waterbed, and we lived with my grandma for a little bit when my parents separated. And I used to run, me and my cousin Nathan, we call him Big Red. He's Irish, he has really bright red hair. We used to jump on my grandma's waterbed.
Like with your feet, or
just jump and like.
Wow, that's dangerous.
Well, like jump and like do like fucking Mario drops on your butt and shit. But we were little, we were like 10 or whatever, like that.
I guess, yeah.
And I remember my grandma used to do all this time where you just ignore my grandma. And then I remember my mom coming home one time, and she knew what got me clicking, and she's like, "If you keep jumping on the waterbed like that, Freddy's going to drag you inside the waterbed."
That is. What the fuck kind of family did you grow up?
You've met my mother. You've met my mother.
I have met your mother, and that's one thing. But even your grandparents are getting in on.
No, my grandma didn't say that. My grandma would yell at us, and we'd ignore my grandma.
Oh, and then your mom would go say this.
Yeah, and then my grandma would tell my mom, and my mom would come home from work and be like, "Fucking goddamn it, Adrian Alexander Medina."
The fucking waterbed has got to be the worst invention of a bed ever. Like,
I don't know, motion in the ocean, baby.
Yeah.
No.
And then if you're on a waterbed, there's more motion in the ocean. I only know that from porn.
Idea.
I only know that from porn. But anyway, we're talking about Cult of Chucky. Sorry. we went on a tangent there. It's okay. But we're supposed to be talking about Cult of Chucky. Or just Chucky movies in general. We'll just say Chucky is the topic.
I love Chucky movies.
So, but with the newest one,
that was my choice of movie for the night. Everybody chose one movie. That was my choice. Everyone
chose a movie this night, and Sam chose Cult of Chucky, and probably one of the better movies we watched, in my opinion. Like, I mean, the other movies I enjoy. The one I chose, I fucking love. You guys obviously didn't feel the same way, but
I was far too tired.
I went on a drunken rant after Sam went to sleep about how it could have been done better.
Yeah.
From a writer's standpoint. And I'm not god of writing, but...
Yeah. Oh, you have your opinion. I'm watching it from, like, an artistic and just, like, horror movie in general person. I'm not a writer or anything. I love, like, weird and bizarre movies. So you were watching it from a writer's perspective.
They could have made it more relatable.
So, but
well, not Cult of Chucky. You're talking about Funny Games. You guys watch Funny Games, yeah.
But Cult of Chucky was Sam's pick, and that's one we all enjoyed. That's why we're talking about Chucky tonight. So
the lighting was superb. I mean, it was in a technical insane asylum type deal.
I loved the lighting,
very white,
like the camera angles, the story. Even the story, it's like it was kind of
putting it in an insane asylum. You can do a lot of stuff with it. Though.
Yeah, it was kind of cheesy. Me and Adrian,
but they went classy. Like, it was still like it's modern day, but still this insane asylum was like the nurses wore like the
short skirts and
typical,
the weird
little dresses,
like
with the
paper
little
hats and
and it was so bright white, like everywhere was so bright white.
The juxtaposition
so
between
clean
the blacks and the whites.
It was really good, like excellently shot. The story was good, cheesy, funny, like, but still being a horror movie.
The only horror
there wasn't too much cheese, but it was like a Chucky movie where it is a horror movie.
There could have been more gore.
I feel like there was like one like a
Chucky movie.
Yeah,
I feel like there was like a
gore.
Final Destination callback in there with that girl that got sedated on the table above the moonlight.
Oh,
like the skylight
and the glass
and the glass all
out.
came.
Yeah.
I was like,
First
that's
of
very
all,
Final Destination
they would not use that
style.
type of glass
as
a skylight. That could just break.
Right,
and secondly, that probably would never be, that sort of ceiling would never be in a real.
It would be that tempered spider web.
Like if. That part was
for someone with like a mental disorder. You would want to like reinforce that glass a lot.
I mean,
you know,
that scene was cool, but watching it, it's like
especially
that wouldn't be in any sort of
just
a
very
asylum.
Final Destination-y.
Especially a place that snows a lot. You're not gonna have a sunroof like that because the weight of snow in winter.
Well, it's like even if it's if the glass is like been tempered forever, it's like if it's snowing a ton, there's only so much weight that glass
and it looked like
hold.
It was shot in straight up Canada too. It was like
so
fucking.
It was like it looks like it was shot in a place.
It might be
just
cheaper
like
to shoot in Canada.
Yeah,
well, that's where they shoot Riverdale. And it's CW budget, so I
well,
can
they can't shoot
assume.
that movie in Georgia. I don't think it snows in Georgia.
At
Forgive
least
my
not that
ignorance,
much.
but I don't think it snows in Georgia.
I've never.
I mean,
been
I'm
to
sure
Georgia,
it
so I
snows,
can't
but I
say,
don't know
so.
if it snows that much.
Not in Atlanta. I don't think it does. Baby, it's the South. It's like swampy,
the
fucking
South.
gross shit.
Yeah, but where they were filming it, like this one at least, is like they filmed it in a place, or at least movie-wise, it seemed like it would be a place that snows a lot. You're not going to have a glass fucking ceiling because.
At least not right above a place where you sedate patients who are like out of control.
It was a cool kill device.
It was.
But that was the only unique.
Cool
that was
scene,
like
but
one
it's
of the
like,
only
come on,
unique kills that I thought. I mean, yeah, they played like a really weird game where like she was trying to kill herself, and then they made the other one kill herself. I don't remember their names. But in the beginning of the movie,
Nica and Andy are the only ones you
I said like Nica did it or something like that. But like, there weren't a lot of like artistic kills like past Chucky movies where.
I mean, some of them were pretty, like, I won't say artistic, but some of the kills were pretty awesome.
Wasn't there, like, the same thing that happened, pardon me for interrupting you, with the whole glass thing in, like, fucking Bride of Chucky, where they, like, go into one of those, like, honeymoon hotels, and they're, like, fucking, remember that? And, like, the little heart-shaped bed, and there's a mirror above, there's a mirror above the bed, and it did that not happen? I swear to God that happened.
That sounds familiar.
That's got to be another horror movie.
No, that was in Bride of Chucky where like that couple.
Look it up.
Look it up.
All right.
Like, it's in Bride of Chucky. It's in like one of the honeymoon hotels they had. I swear to God, this is the same exact thing that happened. Right. I feel like they just did not. They just played off of something that already existed.
You said Bride of Chucky?
Yeah. Like the honeymoon hotel scene. I swear.
Mirror above bed?
Or just honeymoon hotel. You just type that in.
That's kind of vague, though. Just typing in honeymoon hotel. I don't think
with Bride of Chucky.
Just from the images that popped up, that does look like it was a scene in that movie.
Here, turn the computer on. Is there a clip?
Bloody Honeymoon, Bride of Chucky. Let's see.
Here, turn this.
Turn it up.
Oh, why is it fucking...
Oh, no. Hang on.
What is happening?
Stop it.
Turning down.
Spacebar.
Sorry, we're, edit that fucking bullshit out, because that's not
That's going to get us kicked off with something that's a famous fucking song.
Alright. So, let's try this link. Bride of Chucky blood bed scene. Let's see.
Like, I swear it was like a recreation.
Here we go. This is. Let's see. Let's see if there's a similarity. Alright. Oh. Alright, she is looking up. She sees fucking Jennifer Tilly's fucking doll.
Like a champagne bottle?
Yeah.
Yep. You're right, Sam. You're right. Now I remember this scene.
It's like the same fucking thing.
That is the exact same way it happened.
Except no one was sedated. But
And
there's
a
a
water
water
bed.
bed.
And a water bed.
Callback.
In a waterbed. Alright, Sam, we doubted you, but you were 100% correct.
Bro,
That legit happened in Bride of Chucky. Alright.
And it legit happened in Cult of Chucky, but in like a little bit of a different way.
Yeah, he had like
who wrote this shit?
He had like
Get your
that
shit
weird
together.
like oxygen tank that he threw on the ground and it shot up through the glass.
Right. But still the same concept. Champagne bulbs.
Same fucking scene. Because even how the girl in Bride of Chucky's looking at, like, realizing it's happening, the girl who's, like, strapped down to the bed and Cult of Chucky is, like, literally, like, same facial
She's
expression.
looking, but she's still sedated. Like, she's been, like, she's got, like, a bunch of Ativan in her
can't
blood,
move, so
you know?
she's, like, she's drugged up, so it's like,
Right.
oh, she can't move, and then Chucky's like, oh, nice.
Yeah.
What does this mean what I think it does? And he, like, smashes the
Boom.
tank on
All
the
right,
ground
so
and shoots through the
Don
grass.
Mancini wrote
Glass, not grass.
Wrote Bride of Chucky.
Grass.
Okay. Don Mancini.
Don Mancini? That sounds like a made-up name.
Sounds like a pasta.
And
Tonight we're eating some Don Mancini.
Don Mancini wrote Cult of Chucky.
Bro, get some original ideas.
Hold on.
Sorry, gosh.
He wrote...
Come on, man.
Did he write the Bride and Seed and whatever, like, when Chucky started becoming just, like, cheese instead of, like, horror?
Well, I mean, Bride of Chucky was cheese.
Yeah. Bride of Chucky was cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
So he was the original writer of Child's Play.
Oh, really?
Yes.
All right.
So he wrote Child's
really
Play.
likes glass falling from the ceiling.
Yeah, he wrote Child's Play, the TV series.
No, there was a TV
Apparently
series?
before the movie. And then there was Child's Play 1988 film. He wrote Child's Play 2. He wrote Child's Play 3. Bride of Chucky. Seed of Chucky. He wrote all of them.
Damn. All right. So he's just fucking copywriting.
He also wrote
copying his own fucking
He
shit.
also wrote a story called When Chucky Became Mary, a short in 2005 that we haven't seen. And then a Child's Play story 2, Father, Son, Fury, in 2006 that we haven't seen.
Interesting.
Huh. So he's all in on fucking Chucky.
That's his baby.
All right. So that would actually make sense as to why this, I forget the name of the person who actually played Chucky, like why he has always been the voice of Chucky.
Brad Dourif.
Yeah, Brad Dourif. So it's like, all right, that makes sense. Okay.
Well, get some new ideas,
Yeah.
dude.
Stop
Stop with the
remaking.
glass in the ceiling.
Don't rehash your ideas, dude. Like, seriously. Like,
As soon as I related it to Final Destination, I was like, wait, that just reminded me of another scene. And I was like, wait, that's another Chucky movie.
Yeah, you were right. I was like,
Fucking
because
for
when you
real.
said it, was like, it's been a while since I've seen Bride of Chucky or like
Yeah.
any of the older ones.
I just
so it's
remember
like,
that being
I don't
like a
remember
really
that
fucking
happening.
cool kill, which it
Yeah.
was. But, I mean, in the same series, come on, dude.
No, you fucking nailed it. That is this. It's pretty much the same fucking scene.
Yeah.
Like it. So
Well, they're in the
No one was
waterbed.
fucking.
yeah,
No
except
one's
they're on a
fucking,
waterbed
everyone was
instead of
sedated,
like
yeah.
and they're fucking.
Yeah, it's a
they're not-
waterbed. And they're fucking instead of an
they're-
asylum like strapped down.
And they're not tied
bed.
down. They're not strapped down. But it would have been a better sex scene if one of them was strapped down.
Oh, it would have made it. it would have made that scene sexy and
Especially if the
gory.
person on top, either the girl or guy, rolled out of the way and just one of them died.
If it was Chucky on top, and he's like, here, I see it's
No,
or
like,
one of the Chuckies out of the
dude-
cult, you know?
Because I think in that
He's
scene,
like,
the dude's
watch
on
out.
top.
Yeah.
So if the dude's fucking the strapped up chick on top, not rape, consensual.
Yeah.
Strapping the chick on top,
Yeah.
sees the glass break, rolls out of the way, chick dies. He goes, "Oh my god!" And then Bride of Chucky and Chucky are sitting there. Jennifer Tilly doll and Chucky are sitting there, and they're like, "You're so fucked up." And then they kill him with like a slash in the throat or something.
That'd be one way to do it.
Put a little
But
twist in your
that
mouth.
scene in Cult of Chucky was still pretty badass, watching the chick get her fucking head cut off, like in slow motion and shit. That was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was. They had some good death scenes in it.
Well, the
like,
character arc with the girl that always had to have the doll, the baby.
yeah,
And then you find out it's because she smothered her baby. Doesn't want to
and
stop crying.
she's got like
little mini
like
Liv
the
Tyler,
regret,
yeah.
and then like even in the movie she like
looks like
smothers
Liv Tyler.
Chucky, and then fucking
And he switches bodies
and
to
then
the
he
Chucky in the
switches
corner.
bodies.
Yeah.
What's crazy is the one in the wheelchair as soon as she was possessed by
Nica.
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 Nica. Sorry, I can't fucking remember her name. Her legs just work all of a sudden. Like that's odd to me.
Yeah,
she doesn't have the same like
yeah.
things with her body
Yeah,
as soon as
just
she's
because
possessed.
the body transfer doesn't mean your legs
Guys.
are gonna work all of a
Guys.
sudden.
Right.
Guys, voodoo.
This is the Godsmack song.
Don't sing that because it's a horrible band and a horrible song. They single-handedly made most
speaking
people
of
get
which.
tribal tattoos in their life.
They did.
Speaking of which, that whole scene where Chucky is like transferring his soul or copying his soul.
Let's call it
into-
Mojo.
Yeah, his
It's
mojo.
voodoo.
Putting his mojo into Nica, our supposed hero of the story, even though she ends up not being a hero in the
Right.
story. That was anyone else thrown off like their first therapy session where he hypnotizes her and starts making out with her? It's just like, oh, and then like
Everyone knows therapists are rapists.
yeah, so it's like when
They're the rapists.
I was not expecting
The
that.
rapist.
The
therapist.
rapists. It's in the name. The rapist.
Yeah, it's like I was not expecting that. Like at first, and then when he first hypnotized her, it's like, oh, do you like remember the first time we did
He
this?
like puts
And
those
blah, blah.
heels on.
Yeah,
her.
puts her heels on her,
Yeah.
and then Chucky's just making jokes like, I don't know if I want to kill
Who is
this
this
guy.
fucking guy?
It's like, who is this guy?
Or
It's
take
like,
notes.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know if I want to kill him or take notes. Like that was like. It's like it's a weird scene because it's like, oh, like she's there to get help, but meanwhile, like it's implied that this therapist is a rapist, and it's like super creepy. So
Yeah.
like you're just sitting there, it's like, what the fuck? And then obviously Chucky comes in, knocks him out. It's like, I don't know if I need to kill this guy or fucking take notes from him, you know?
Those one-liners are the best. Those
Yeah.
are what I live for. in Chucky movies.
Chucky's got great one-liners. They're fucking.
So I
good.
want to say that Nica girl, the
Yes.
actress that plays her, you can't pronounce her name. I'm not even going to look it up.
Yeah.
At the end, she looked like Charles. Her hairdo and everything.
like how they made her up, it did look like she was
looks
a legit like female version of Charles from the first
for sure.
movie.
And I'm
sure.
excited to see
So-
her, like, Chucky
Her rendition of
Yeah.
it. Yes.
Chucky be an actual human serial killer again.
Well,
Yes.
I mean,
Because even you never get that in Child's Play.
yeah,
And it's
You
going to
see
be
that-
her and Jennifer Tilly together, like,
Yeah.
Well, in
oh,
Child's
yeah.
Play, you see the
sorry.
demise of Charles because he's
And-
running away and he goes to the toy store and does the voodoo thing.
and like you said, it's like you never see that until Curse of Chucky, where at the end you see Jennifer Tilly as her human self,
Yeah.
but they don't explain how it happened.
Yeah,
They explain it at the end of this movie.
exactly.
And so, like, when Curse of Chucky ends, you're just kind of like, wait, how is Jennifer Tilly back in her human body? Like, this is weird. Like, how did that happen? They explain it all in this in Cult of Chucky. And like, sorry, I'm repeating myself, but like you said, you don't really see that, so it will be very interesting to see
A human
Chucky
form Charles.
back in
But
his
it's a
human
female.
form, but it's a female now, and they totally leave it off like there's going to be a new one. Hopefully,
There will be. There's too much.
Hopefully this
There's too
one-
much of a cult following for Chucky
like,
to not
with us,
make
I think we all agree. We all fucking loved the movie.
Didn't I call there was
So-
going to be a lesbo relationship halfway through that movie?
You did call the lesbo.
I was like, there's gonna be a
and
lesbian-
It totally fucking happened.
I was like, there's going to be a lesbian relationship somehow in this movie. It's going to happen. And I didn't know it was going to happen with actual Charles and Jennifer Tilly,
Yeah.
but it's going to happen.
So hopefully, like I said, I think we can all agree that we loved the movie. It was like really good. So hopefully it did well enough for them to make another one and follow up.
It was a Netflix original.
I believe it was a Netflix original.
It's one of those franchises where someone's always going to fund it.
Someone's going to pick it up.
Someone's going to fund it.
So hopefully there will be
He has
another
enough
one.
merchandise behind him, like just Chucky in general, to where even if they come out with the movie and it's the complete shit, doesn't matter because people still collect the dolls. I have Chucky shirts. Like it's just gonna happen. Like
Speaking of collecting the dolls, I am really disappointed in my mentor's wife because when I back
mentor of what? Elaborate.
My mentor for glass blowing,
Okay.
where I work and whatnot. Like my mentor, his wife, while I was living with them back in the day, she randomly pulled up to a gas station, and there was a dude who had a good guy doll with a certificate of authenticity. It was the Chucky from the first Child's Play movie.
No way.
He had the certificate and everything.
I can print out certificates.
And
At a gas station?
well, it was just a random stop, like he was moving or something, but he had it in a box and everything. Said Good Guy Doll, had a certificate and everything. And she was asking him how much he wanted for it. And he's like, I'll sell it to you for like $150.
Bullshit. 150 for that? He could have got
Yeah.
a couple grand.
She sent me the picture of it, and I was like, oh my god, if this is real, $150 is a fucking steal.
No, but scam.
But she didn't have the money on her, so she didn't get it. And
First of all,
I was so pissed.
At a gas
But
station.
now that I'm talking about it,
You're saying it out loud.
now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm like, yeah, that guy was probably scamming.
No,
He
but
probably got like a replica doll, like
here's the
not
thing.
the authentic doll that was in the movie.
$150, I might pay that just for a replica doll.
Yeah.
Cool, give me your fake certificate of authentication and whatnot. Cool, I'll get to go checked out again. But still, $150 for if it was a pristine good guy doll? Yeah, why not, right? It's still a Chucky doll.
Yeah. Even replica, like, even if it was replica, like, it's like, fuck yeah, I'll pay $150 for a authentic, like, replica, but she was telling me that it was, like from what he explained to her, is like, this was the original
was he scratching
Chucky
the side
doll.
of his face?
Like, so I was just like, dude, this is fucking awesome. Why didn't you buy it? She's like, I didn't have
Because I was
the
at a
money.
gas station.
And I was just like,
Come on.
under my breath, like, fuck you. You just crushed my
Yeah, but
He could sell that at any pawn shop or whatever
so-
if it was actually
but-
real.
They could sell it at a horror auction at any
Well, yeah.
convention for a lot more.
But I'm saying,
Go to-
if worse comes
like
to worse,
go
you
to
can
like
pawn it.
Mad Monster Party, fucking
Yeah.
convention
Or
shit.
FearCon or anything like that,
FearCon,
yeah.
any
Monster
of those. Like,
Palooza.
yeah. He could sell that for like thousands of dollars. So it's just kind of like when she told me, it's like maybe that motherfucker didn't know what he had, like, and he's
Probably
just
not.
oblivious to what
he
he
probably
had.
didn't have shit.
But now that I'm saying it out loud, like years later, I'm like, yeah, that probably was a scam.
It's probably like a garbage pail kid that your mentor's wife doesn't
well,
fuck stock
she
on.
fucking sent me a picture of it, and it was Chucky, so it's like it was at least a replica. So, but yeah, I was pretty fucking disappointed when she didn't buy it. It's like even if it was a replica, I'd be like, God damn it, I'd fucking love to have that shit. But anyway, Sam took a potty break, so we're going to.
How about we just do?
Take a break for a second, and then we'll come back and finish up.
Yeah, we can do that.
So we're going to pause. We'll be right back. All right, so while we were on our break, we decided that it's not going to be Robin's Roundup anymore. It's going to be Robin's Reels.
R-E-E-L.
Yes, R-E-E-L. So, since we're going to finish off today's episode, let's wrap it up.
Robbing it up.
We're going to rub
it up.
Rubbing it up. What, from a writer's and a writer in progress and a person who
I wrote shit.
Hey, this is my podcast, asshole.
Okay.
Like a writer in progress and a filmmaker in progress.
Yeah.
What would you do differently with this movie?
Let's start with Sam.
Cinematography standpoint, I wouldn't do anything different. That wasn't an issue. Not that I can see. I'm not a professional. Obviously, I just fucking graduated. But
the shots were enjoyable.
The shots were very
agree.
well lined up. The lighting was amazing. Everything. I mean, I don't know. Everything was fine.
Now, did you?
With
you, did you see anything in this movie that you would change, though?
No, the shots.
Just in general, not just cinematography.
In general, not necessarily.
Not just cinematography wise, just in general.
I mean, obviously, I shared my opinions about the repetitions of like a scene that was taken from Bride of Chucky and everything like that.
Yeah.
And
like maybe do something instead of just straight ripping off an older version.
Whoa.
Sorry, that was my phone.
We had to
I should have turned it off.
Figure out throughout the movie how he was getting into everybody's bodies without doing his voodoo ritual.
That was confusing for the first half,
which I guess is the concept of like I'm sure it was time. They had a time limit and everything, so. You'd have to take away from another aspect of the film if you were to do so. So it's easy to say like, okay, like I'm let the viewers figure out that he's just doing it. Other than that, I mean, I thought it was great.
Adrian?
3 things in particular.
Okay.
1, I know there's a time limit, but it was kind of half-assery how they can switch bodies. A little bit more into the voodoo ritual. Besides, I learned it in a Voodoo for Dummies book on how they can split the consciousness of Chucky, which I still agree. But we're in the realm of Chucky, so it's going to be cheesy. It's going to be.
They could have had. They could have had more of a backstory rather than just simply being it's. We read it from a book, for dummies. They could have gone more in depth on how to do it.
It is a B horror movie, so you don't need to go too in depth, but just a little bit more. 2, since it is the same writer, which I'm ashamed that I didn't know from the beginning. Don't rehash old ideas, bro.
Yes, I can agree with that.
Just don't rehash it. Like, I get it. You want glass falling from the ceiling in some way or another to fucking completely impale and decapitate and shred people, but you have someone strapped to a chair. It could have been a Chucky torture scene. He just threw the fucking thing at the ceiling thing, and that leads into my 3rd one. A little bit more gore. If you had Chucky sit on that lady's lap and slowly torture her and get a little fucking gory gore,
she's like
she can't do shit
while she's strapped down.
He's a demented serial killer. He's not going to go. He's a progress killer, not a product killer. So he doesn't he doesn't care about the dead body.
Yeah, he is all about
how to kill,
torture.
He gets enjoyment.
That is Chucky.
He gets enjoyment out of killing people. Yeah. He doesn't care about the dead body afterwards. That's the difference between a progress and a product killer. Like Dahmer was a product killer. He just wanted the body to fucking play with and do what he's going to do.
Yeah.
He's a process killer. So just to throw that thing at the fucking ceiling, that canister, whatever the fuck it was that he did, and just kill it and go ha 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 and run away is stupid. he's a progress killer, play into the serial killer, jump on her fucking lap, fucking take your knife or scalpel, you're in a fucking doctor's office thing,
whatever you
cut
can
off her
get.
fucking nose, stab her in the fucking eye, fucking
Her face and wear it. And,
Yeah. Like,
let her
Be funny
scream
about
for a
it.
while and torture the shit out of her. As bad as that sounds, but it didn't play into Charles.
how Chucky actually was.
But it is still a B horror movie, and it's still the Chucky franchise. Out of my 5 stars,
Wait, hang on.
no,
You didn't get to your third point. You
that
said
was it.
Yeah, that was the third
I
one.
said,
was their
yeah, it was. I said a little bit more backstory.
All right.
Stop rehashing old ideas.
Oh,
and
okay.
it leads to my
All right.
third, a
All
little
right.
bit more gore.
Okay. All right.
So, out of my 5 stars, I will give it a 3.5. And I'm only comparing this within the Chucky franchise because nothing will ever compare to the original Child's Play.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Sam?
too good because it's kind of, obviously it's cheesy, didn't age that well, but it's still good. And it was actually a fucking scary movie.
All right. So you're saying
3.5 out of 5.
3.5 out of 5 stars. Sam,
I'd probably do
would you recommend
4.
this, and how many stars?
I would recommend
Well, I
it
always recommend
to anyone
any Chucky
who's
movie.
to anyone who's a fan of the Chucky franchise. Yes, I would automatically. Yes, definitely recommend it. It wasn't a bad movie at all. I would give it 4 just because of the little things that I caught here and there. It was a really good movie, but yeah.
Me, I'm obviously not a writer, and I have not gone to school or made films of any sort, but as a horror and movie connoisseur,
Aficionado.
aficionado, is connoisseur even a word? I feel like I just made that.
It
It's
is.
more for like
But
wine and stuff.
all right, so as a
I don't
horror
fucking
and
know what I'm
movie
talking
aficionado,
Does that
Super
mean
fan.
a
Whatever,
super fan of movies, especially horror, I would give Cult of Chucky. I would give it a good 4 out of 5 stars. So, and like I said, I think we all agree that we would all recommend, and we all liked this movie.
It's not a terrible hour and 40-ish minutes spent.
yeah,
I mean, I
wasn't bad.
spent a word.
It was
You have to watch Curse of Chucky though.
Yeah, watch
yes,
that first,
yes.
or else
You-
you'll
It will make no
lost your
sense.
shit.
Yeah,
It'll
you
make
do
no
have
sense.
to watch Curse of Chucky first, because it is a direct
Which Curse
sequel.
of Chucky was so fucking good.
Yeah, I would recommend
good.
Curse of Chucky before Cult of Chucky.
for sure.
I'll give
any
that
day.
4 stars.
Yeah,
So-
I would honestly give that one a solid.
The
That
whole-
one had a couple of like twists that you really didn't see
Yeah, like
coming.
the whole
too.
lesbian affair with
Yes,
the babysitter.
yes.
He loves
Yeah,
lesbians.
there
Lesbian.
was like lots of good twists, good story, like
Yes.
everything. So
The elevator scene where he's stabbing her in the leg. See, that's a shit.
yes,
we didn't get
like,
any of that shit.
Yeah, like
in this one where he's just stabbing her. in
Curse
the
of Chucky
fucking
did
legs.
play like a more psychological aspect
for sure,
into
it did.
the like,
and we didn't
story.
have a kid.
Yeah,
There was a kid in Curse
There
of
was
Chucky.
no. Yeah, and again, yeah. There
You
was
need a
no.
kid.
There was no child in this one, and
No.
the children are big parts
Yeah.
of the child's
You need a
play
kid that goes,
movies.
no, the doll said this. And
Yeah.
they're like, okay, whatever. And I get it,
But-
you can't do that because it's following Nica and shit.
Yeah,
But-
but they did do it in a good way for this one, because they're in a mental asylum. Everyone thinks she's crazy, and like slowly but surely, everyone else is like, "No, Chucky's real."
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then they're just
for
like,
sure.
"Oh, you're just off your rocker. Here's some electric shock therapy," you know. So, but all in all, good movie. Once again, you've been listening to Robin's Reels on the Purple Tongue Podcast,
Production.
starring me, the lovable Robin John Paul Jones Poon Jabber Luna,
God.
and joined today with AA Medina and Sam.
You said Purple Tongue Podcast.
Oh, Purple Tongue Productions. I've been drinking.
Yep. Purple Tongue Podcast is a different one where we drink wine and not cheap beer. And we don't talk about horror movies, we talk about other stuff that I get angry about.
Join us
Thank
next
you.
time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.